Today I'm going to do a complex sketch in concepts. Hi guys, Steve Elliott here. I hope you're all doing well. Today I am drawing in concepts, and I've used this app before, and I did a quick watercolor sketch in it, but I wanted to try it out and take it to a different level because Concepts isn't any drawing app, it's a vector drawing app. And what I mean by that is it doesn't work with pixels, i.e. lots of little dots, so when you zoom in you can see tiny dots. It works with plotting a path along some points and then draws a line. So it's typical of applications like Affinity Designer, CorelDRAW, Illustrator, and I think Vector Mater. They're all apps that use vectors as their way of creating images. So last time I used this app, I was impressed that you could do these sort of natural looking drawings. And the beautiful thing about them is, of course, is you can enlarge a vector drawing to any scale and it stays sharp because it enlarges it mathematically, not by just sort of creating more pixels. So I wondered if I could do something really complex and with lots and lots of lines. So it was, and another reason I was doing this was it was a Sunday morning and I wasn't at home. I had my iPad with me, and I wanted to draw this photo of my lovely lady friend, Special K. And I took this when we'd come in from a night out, and she was sat in the dark, just checking her Facebook, because she's a streamer on Facebook, and she was sort of checking her messages and stuff. And I thought, oh, that looks cool. I'll take a quick picture of that. So although the sketch is quite simple in itself, the complexity of the lines is monstrous. And I thought, I posted on Twitter that if this app is truly vector, it's awesome. And because I wasn't sure if it was sort of a combination of vectors and pixel images. But the actual developers got back to me and tweeted to me and said, no, it is 100% vector. And it really is amazing. You can see it does all the usual things that you would expect a regular drawing app like Teosui Sketches or Paper 53 or Procreate can do. So I chose this. I used pretty much one tool, and that was the pencil. You see it's got this sort of rotating menu bar at the top left, and I was using the pencil and the eraser and black colour. I didn't change the colour at all, which is a shame really, because it's got the coolest colour palette I've ever seen, where you can choose Copic colours. But anyway, I just used this black pencil, and I did change the thickness of the pencil to make it more like a charcoal pencil when I was shading in, and then made it smaller for the fine details. But you could also tilt your pencil for shading, and I was thinking, how the hell do they do this on a vector based app? I have no idea. And another cool thing about it, you don't get a paper size. You start off drawing on the screen, and you can see that I filled the screen with Special K's face, and as you move the drawing along and start adding bits, the paper or your canvas gets bigger and expands with it. So you could technically just keep adding onto this drawing and adding onto it, and it would get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's really weird. It felt very strange, but also at the same time very cool. there was one downside of this. I felt that using this method was because you can rotate the image, and I was rotating it a lot. I actually lost the orientation slightly. So when I was drawing, you can see here, I think I'm working. When I zoom out, I'll just wait till we zoom out. You'll see that I'm working within a square, which is the I wouldn't say the lines are perfectly vertical. They're not at an angle too much, but in actual fact, when I come to export the image, I'd sort of rotated the drawing by about 20 degrees, 15 to 20 degrees, and I didn't even realize it because you've got no point of reference. You see there, look, it looks like the right hand side is vertical, but in actual fact it was at an angle, so you could lose. It didn't affect the drawing too bad, actually, because I was still sort of working with relationship to the old drawing. So what I mean by that is I've got the hands relevant to where the face was, and the phone relevant to where the hands were and everything. So it all worked out okay. It's just that when I exported it, it came out at an angle, and I could have leveled it up and made it vertical if I wanted, but I actually quite like that, the jaunty angle that it created. It. And notice that this sort of canvas is getting bigger all the time as I keep adding to it, and the subtleness of the shading is just so cool. You can put real light there. You just touch the pencil and it's so light, just does not feel like a vector drawing. And also I did use the eraser, and yeah, I'm using that now, look, and it works exactly like a regular eraser. And I had used both the sharp eraser and the soft one. Both of them were really, really well. I've got no idea how this works. It's just so cool. There was one downside with it, I found. The more lines I added, because vector packages are notorious for getting laggy when they get lots and lots and lots of vectors. And I mean, they all do. I tried Affinity Designer on the iPad, and I pushed that to the limit on a video I made about bees, and I sort of kept duplicating this bee I'd drawn with vectors hundreds of times, and in the end it got so laggy I couldn't move them. And even on the PC, if you're using a really high-end bit of software called CorelDRAW, which I used to use a lot in sign making, if you got a lot of vectors, it started to get laggy. Now, I have to say with this, at no point did the drawing feel laggy. It just was so smooth all the time. What became laggy, and it was only in the last... This drawing took 1 hour, by the way, from start to finish. And it was only in the last 10 minutes did it start to get a little bit laggy when I was rotating, zooming in or zooming out. So in other words, it was rescaling all of the vector lines at once. Did it start to get laggy? But it didn't get to the point where you couldn't use it. It just started to feel as though it was taking a second to do. So considering the amount of points that must be on this drawing, that's pretty phenomenal, really. I exported it at the default settings as a JPEG because I've got the free version. I've not purchased it, and I think the only format I was allowed to export in was JPEG, but it came out at 3000 by 3000 pixels. I don't know if there is a way to use a transition tool, but when you click on it, it says you have to purchase it, but you can try it for free. So I didn't try it because I thought if I try it, maybe I have to contact the developers after a week or so and cancel it so they don't take money out of me, my Apple account. I'm not saying they would do that, but I have had that happen before. So I just thought I won't go down that route and try it. So there is a transform tool, so you could enlarge it, presumably way bigger than that, for maybe t-shirt designs or something of that nature. So there's that side of it. I don't know if there's a drawing, if you can put text on this or not. I didn't explore that, but I know lots of architects use this app because there's sort of architectural perspective tools in it and all sorts. But I was just wanting to, it was an experiment to just absolutely push this to the limit, see how far I could take it. And that is it. A quick sketch of the lovely Special K in Concepts. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, a big thumbs up as always helps me out a lot. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing because I release 3 videos every week and I also live stream. So don't forget to check that bell so you get notifications of every time I'm online or release a video. And hopefully I will see you all in the next one. Bye!